welcome to the 21st episode of Unstoppable Equestrian. I'm Danielle Poulsen, Dressage Plus, and today I want to talk to you about breathing and just checking in and making sure that you're breathing correctly in your riding. And I guess this is such an important tool to learn and master because, as we all know, our horses are so sensitive and they sense everything that's going on in our brain, our mind, and also our body. And if we're feeling anxious or nervous or worried, that filters down into our body language, and breathing is part of our body language. So we want to make sure that we have the tools to be able to check in and monitor, or I suppose override our breathing if it's not working for us, and be able to use that in a way to help relax ourselves to start with, but more importantly to also let our horse know it's okay and relax our horse if our horse is feeling anxious and nervous as well. So I want to break this video into two parts. First part is about sharing with you the correct way to breathe in your riding and making sure you're all over that and can take that away and practice it at home in your riding. And the second part is sharing a breathing exercise with you so you can use that in your training at home, but also out at competition riding as well. So firstly, how do we breathe correctly in our riding? Now, it's really important to, obviously we should be good at this because we breathe all the time, every morning, all day, all night. Yet when we're in an environment where we're feeling a little nervous, or our horse is misbehaving, or we've put some extra pressure on ourselves at a competition, generally our nerves can start to kind of take over our brain, and one of the first things that tends to change is our breathing. And therefore we want to know the correct way to breathe so we can become aware when maybe we're not breathing correctly, and then do something about it. So I want to share with our breathing. Firstly, you want to make sure you're breathing in through your nose, holding the breath for a certain amount of time, and then breathing out through an open mouth. So blowing the air back out. And this part's probably the most important. And you want to make sure when you blow the air back out that you're making a loud noise and kind of letting that air come through like you're trying to blow up a balloon. And that part, that kind of loud breath out, or that sighing kind of sound, is what can really transfer through to the horse and help the horse relax. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, you'd be maybe riding and the rider might go, or you might even be standing next to your horse and you give that big kind of that sigh, that let go, and all of a sudden the horse does it as well. They snort or they sigh kind of and let go themselves. So it's really important to use your breathing in a way that will help your horse let go and relax and breathe correctly as well. And three kind of main tips I suppose you want to think about with your breathing is, firstly, it's all about the timing. When we're feeling nervous, we breathe quickly generally. So you want to make sure our breath exercise is a long breath so that you're relaxing and giving yourself that time to kind of get the oxygen around your body to slow everything down for you. So with the timing, it depends on how well you are at breathing or how good you are at breathing. I tend to suggest starting at kind of sequences of 4. So breathing in for 4. So breathe 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then breathe out through your lips for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you get better at breathing and more practice, the longer you can do those counts for, the better. If you can hold it for longer, that's really good. So it's kind of letting the extra oxygen get around. It's letting you kind of chill out a little bit, your mind settle, rather than that quick, like short breaths that we get when we're nervous, or not breathing if we kind of feel like we're holding our breath. And really important also to think about when you're breathing out, try and think about your muscles relaxing as well. So as you're doing that breath out, your bottom relaxes, your thighs, your elbows, your shoulders, everything kind of lets go and relaxes down. So the second tip to share is that we want to be aware of where the breath is going. When we're feeling anxious, often the breath is, for most people, up high in the chest, so quite short and shallow. Compared to when we're feeling relaxed, the breath is usually down lower in our lungs, or it feels like it's coming down into into our tummy. So those deeper, longer breaths. So it's being aware of, we want to create those deeper, longer breaths, bring the oxygen as low down as possible so it has that time to get around our body rather than keeping it short and shallow up here. And thirdly, when we are focusing on our breathing, we just want to, and you can do this now as we talk through this, when we breathe correctly, for some people, you might need to retrain your breathing a little bit. When we're breathing correctly, we should, as we take the oxygen in, if you put your hand on your tummy now and just breathe with me, so as you take a deep breath in, you should feel your hand actually push out and your belly get a little bit bigger as that oxygen comes into your body. And then as you breathe out, your tummy should actually sink back in as the oxygen disappears out through your lips. So sometimes we can get this a little bit confused. You see people breathe and they breathe in and they suck their tummy in, their shoulders go up, and they breathe out and they drop back down. And it's actually the opposite way. As you breathe in, you should be pushing your tummy out, and your hand should like kind of push out a little bit with your tummy, and as you breathe out, the oxygen disappears, so your tummy sinks back to normal. So just playing with that and noticing what's natural and normal for you, and what happens when you get in a tense situation. Does that change? So just becoming really aware of that. Now that we know how to breathe correctly, so in through your nose, 4 seconds or longer, hold 4 seconds or longer, breathe out through your lips, making that air noise so your horse can pick up on that and hopefully relax or take a big sigh with you. And checking in, making sure your tummy's pushing out as you breathe in. So a great exercise I want to share with you, so you can practice this breathing but also use it in your riding, in situations where you might be feeling a bit nervous or your horse might be a bit anxious and nervous underneath you, so you want to help relax them, is an exercise I call count to 10, breathe to 10. So it's taking 10 breaths, so quite a simple exercise, but the power of this exercise is that 10 breaths can take quite a long time if you do them correctly. I timed myself once and it took me about 1:40, and obviously the longer you hold and breathe, it'll take a little bit longer. So 1:40 is a long time to kind of consume your mind with an exercise and block your thoughts from the negative what ifs, or thinking about, will I fall off today, or will I forget my test, all those pressures that come up. So it's really a great tool to use to clear your mind and break your state and reset with more positive thoughts. So the exercise is simply just breathing 10 times, but the key is that you keep count of all your 10 breaths. So I suggest you do that on your fingers, just down holding, I don't know if you've ever seen there, while you're holding, you just kind of stick a finger or two out so you know where you're up to. And also counting your lots of 4, or whatever you're holding for, breathing for. So every breath you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 while you hold and while you breathe out. So it's really consuming your mind. Also, while focusing on, is your tummy going out at the right time? Are you relaxing your bottom muscles as you're breathing out? All those things. And if you're focusing on all that and counting all those things, you don't have time to think, am I going to fall off today? Or, oh my God, my horse has looked sideways. Or you don't have time to have all those negative thought patterns going on in your mind. And it's really a great exercise to chill out and relax and give yourself and your horse, more importantly, that time to feel the relaxation through your body again. And then after that 1:40 or whatever it is for you, you'll find that you're in a better headspace. Your horse is probably relaxed a bit more, so it'll give you more confidence to then relax as well, even more, and the ride should spiral into a positive, more happy, fun ride. And if not, if you find that you go straight back into nervous thoughts and nervous energy, that's fine. Do the exercise again. If you are at a competition and you're having a really bad day and kind of getting consumed by negative thoughts and feeling really anxious and nervous and your horse is upset, then you might need to do this exercise the whole way through your warm-up and the whole way through your test. And that's fine. That's not a problem at all. It's you might find the test might not ride as well because you're not really concentrating on the test. But that doesn't matter, because I can guarantee if you're feeling that nervous that you need to do the exercise, you're not going to ride properly anyway. You're not going to be concentrating on the test anyway. So it's better to be able to use the exercise of counting to 10. You might get a little bit lost in your test a little bit, or you might not be as accurate, but that's fine, because at least maybe the relaxation might start to come in and you'll create a positive outing for yourself and your horse. So I hope that helps and gives you a cool little exercise to use, a nice little fun one. And just check in with yourself. Make sure you're practicing your breathing at home in a relaxed environment before you go out and go, okay, I'm tense now, I'm going to practice and learn this exercise now. No, you need to practice the exercises at home when you're relaxed and your horse is relaxed, so you can check in and go, oh, I'm breathing, pushing my tummy out at the wrong time, or I'm not really able to hold my breath for long enough, and so you can get more experienced at breathing and breathing correctly. So I hope this has helped. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you next week. Bye.